Final Stop Brazil. Chapter 8. Losing Ground. On the 25th of August, of course, there is nothing to stop me from calling Michael to wish him a happy birthday. But a bad surprise is waiting for me. Michael is more than desperate, telling me that Chris is treating him very bad and doesn't give him anything to eat. He tells me if he complains that he's hungry, he receives the answer, "If you want to eat, go to work and earn money for it." I'm shocked. My God, go to Kande and tell her what happened, for heaven's sake. I know she will take you in and let you stay with her. As I repeatedly asked for her number, the phone call is suddenly disconnected. At the next opportunity, I called Chris to know what he's doing with Michael. As an answer, I received the worst blow since my day of the arrest. "I am not responsible for your son, and now I'm going to tell you something. I am very happy that you are in prison. That is exactly the right punishment for you, to make a fool out of me and threaten me to bring me into jail. That will teach you, with me you don't mess around." I am just stunned and don't trust my ears, what I'm hearing. Inside me grows a terrible suspicion. With a toneless voice I ask him, "Chris, did you lure me into this trap and inform the police?" Whereupon I received the ice-cold answer, "Yes, it has all been planned and organized, and I made sure the police was called." After this call I break down. Only later I find out that at the moment of this call he already kicked my son out of the house. I write countless letters to Michael and begging again and again to stay in Spain, but Michael doesn't receive even one single letter. During our last phone call, he announces that he wants to return to Germany. I beg him to be patient and to stay in the Spanish orphanage which had taken him in from the street. "Michael, only 2 years and you will be allowed to work, and you will be able to decide where you want to stay. Please hold on. Do it for me. And please believe me, it is better for you also, not only for me. But if you stay, at least I know where I can and must return to. To you in Spain. If you go back to Germany, what will happen to me? I hate Germany, and I will never return there." Soon after this, I receive a phone call from my daughter, who, without asking how I am, comes straight to the point. "I've been talking to my husband, and we are agreeing to bring Michael back to us in Germany." Horrified, I answer her, "You can't just decide this behind my back. Do you remember the time when you were in custody, and I asked you if I should take your children with me to Spain? You didn't want it, and I respected your wish. And now, please respect my wish to let Michael remain in Spain." Her answer shocks me. "If I cannot bring my brother back to Germany, I'm not going to do anything anymore, and you will never hear from me again." With those words, she hangs up, and the worst dirty battle of my life begins. I look around and ask myself how these women here can sometimes be so happy. But the answer is obvious. Inside this prison, it is easier to achieve all kinds of drugs than outside. At least half of all the women are smoking cannabis. The other get high on cocaine, and the rest have their own way of getting their kicks. They come together with supper toys. Lesbians with a masculine appearance. Also, I'm a very tolerant person, but all this inside here just makes me sick. I met Mr. Waldmann for the first time as he brings me the shopping I ordered from Mr. Sturm. The guards won't let me take the pair of pliers for my nails inside the cage. I show them my toenails to make it clear why I need them, whereupon at least they allow me to cut my toenails in the guardroom. Mr. Waldmann, already having an idea of what will be happening next, goes undercover. One policeman follows his example and leaves the guardroom completely. Only the secretary, eagerly typing on a typewriter, remains. But with a second flying object, sharply missing her ears, slips a fearful whoosh out of her mouth, and gone she is. One of the rare moments I really do have to laugh out loud. After Mr. Waldman reappears out of his protected corner, he asks me if I already have been thinking about the lawyer. Dr. Eva Ingrid Bischoff would ask for the complete process, €4,000. But she's a very good lawyer. Naturally, I haven't thought of anything yet, because I have many other problems. The most worries are about Michael, and these worries are so strong that my own process doesn't really interest me anymore. Well, I could have a talk with her or not, I asked unsurely. The counter question is if I can pay the €4,000. I have a bit more than €5,000 on my account in Spain. That is all I still own. Thus, I have to listen to these words of the Mr. Waldman why I had been doing this stupid thing which brought me into this situation. He ignores my explanation, just like Mr. Sturm. I am still sticking to my version that I didn't know anything. He is willing to send this lawyer to see me, but with this I open another battle on another end. Luciano's phone calls are becoming at this time, end of September, rare, but whenever he does call, the other women comment, "This Luciano really loves you, to be sticking so truly to you." Secretly, I ask myself for how long. Often I try to reach him more than once a day, without any success. But when I finally ask him with suspicion where he always is, I receive an answer I didn't expect, and what touches me so much that it even brings tears into my eyes. "Rita, I am also working at night now, to save money. When you come back, we can buy everything new you've lost. I am working in a bar, and during the day you know where I am working. Every free minute I try to sleep a bit. Do not be worried if you can't reach me at the phone. The only thing I can answer is, Ti amo, Luciano, ti amo tanto," and he tells me the same. A few days later, this lawyer, Mrs. Dr. Bischoff, visits me. She gives the impression of great competence. But now, since I learned the real background and cruelty of Chris, out of fear for Michael, I still stick to my version that I didn't know anything. Matter of fact, though, I let her know about the difference of the quantity of the drugs, and that somebody filled in the police report by hand, 5 kilograms. "It is indeed very strange," she admits, but adds, "There are many cases where it is done like this, especially at Dinaki, but they fill in less quantity and let the rest disappear for themselves. But to fill in more, she had never heard of a case like that. To make sure, without any effort, that a certain person will stay in prison quite a long time is my bitter thought. But I don't say it out loud. To achieve my money, she plans to call Chris first, asking him to send an account statement. Beside this, she plans to talk to the Spanish consulate. Meanwhile, we were given by the director of a prison a rain tarp, a cover which is attached at the bars if it doesn't rain. During the rain, the women fix it like tents above the mattresses. This is not exactly very useful because the rainwater runs underneath to the mattresses, and if you're not fast enough, everything goes wet and unusable. Even from up on the plastic, we are running risks of becoming wet, because if the rainwater stays prison in the plastic, it causes damages of cracks. But to be precise, for me it doesn't matter. Each and every day I care less.